Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the KFC Kingzilla. This is part of one of the giveaway series, so this has already been fully funded before people start asking now. So I will be drawing the winner here in the next couple days. I only have enough time to do a review today. Of course, draw them at work. So let's get the figure off to the side real quick. So quick look at the box. So you get some good box art there. You guys know me, I love a good box art. So you got robot mode there, jet mode there, jungle-ish stuff there. There's that there, and on the back. One thing that I really wish it would do is show a product shot. So I think it would have been cool, jet here, we do the beast mode here, and then a product shot here. I think that would have been ideal, but that's that. He comes with these little bits here. They're kind of like thruster blasters, I guess. Whatever. You got the collector card. Question of the day for everybody is, who still collects the collector cards? And then you got the instruction manual. Luckily this guy isn't overly difficult where I'm sitting there like, man, I really need the instruction booklet. It's actually not that bad, transformation-wise. It's actually kind of entertaining. And then, there's a couple other things that he came with too. He comes with, I'm gonna guess this is for the other one. I can't remember his name. The gorilla. I'm gonna guess that because there's no way this would fit onto this guy here in a way that would make it work. Like you could take the legs off and then you put it on, but it would be upside down. So that probably is not what we want to go for there. He comes with these little bits, which I have no idea. I'm guessing there's some sort of gun blasters, probably for the other Terracon. Horrorcon? Yeah, Horrorcon. And it comes with this metal plate. I have no idea what this is for. It's just, there's no pins, no hinges. It's just a solid metal plate. I don't know. Anybody out there that has an idea what that could be for, let me know. Alright, and here he is in his beast mode. You can see he stands up fairly well. The feet are more, the front feet here are more for show. It pretty much balances on the heel more than anything else. That's what it wants to do. And then that brings me to what I would say is the worst part of this figure, and that is this head sculpt. This is just fugly. I mean, this is horrid. Now, and the way, look, I'm going to pull this off here. Or, we'll look at the dyno mode first. Or whatever it is. So, posability-wise, the tail can ratchet down in two places. So, in case you want to do that. The hips ratchet here. There's this piece here doesn't really have a place to lock in, although that could be me missing something. This will rotate out. There is a hinge at the knee, double hinge. Now the way beast mode kind of goes, you don't get much out of it, so you have to kind of move it off to the side to do that. So there's that. Nothing really at the heel, and then the toe it's on a ball joint, so it kind of wants to get caught up, so you get a little, there you go, a little down, a little bit up, and the rocker, and then the toes pivot. Shoulder here is ball joint. There's a hinge here, and a double hinged here, and the wrist hinge, and the fingers have one hinge on it as well. So get some good range of motion there. And then as far as the head goes, it's got a hinge here and a swivel here, and that's pretty much it. Mouth opens and closes. So let's pull this off. We're gonna take a look at the head by itself for a second. So again, this head I think is just horrible. Now it's pretty close to the G1 cartoon model as far as I can tell. And then when he's in a robot mode, this thing's even worse. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is just bad. Now, again, it's more of true to the character. So I can't really fault KFC too much for doing it this way, because this is pretty much the way it's supposed to look. And then to transform it, you just fold the legs down, and you can split them in part, pull out the arms, and there you go. There's your little headmaster. So the head does swivel. You really have to kind of get in there, but it does swivel. Shoulders are on ball joints. There's a hinge at the elbow. It goes further back than it does forward. Nothing at the waist. Hips are on ball joints, and then there is a knee there. You can also pull these out for extra stability, most likely because that back head piece is probably heavy. One of the things I always said about the Fans Project Headmasters is the fact that when you transform them, a lot of the heads would kind of collapse in a way that would make it look like it's not quite so, just a big face on the back. They did not do that here. It's a different company, so, that's expecting. But also the fact that it's two different heads at the same time. You got your dino head here, and then you got the robot head here. And it just the overall way it works, I'm far from impressed with this. This is easily the worst part about this figure. So set that off to the side. Now let's get into transformation. So we started in dino mode. Dino, I keep calling it a dino. I don't know if this is a dinosaur or what it's supposed to be. But pull the guns out. Set those off to the side. I've only done this once, so I'm probably going to screw it up. So, what we want to do here, pull these legs back. Just going to get them out of the way for a minute. And we want to straighten that all out. And then we want to pull this piece here down, like that. Then we can split this section, and we want to rotate this in. Then we can close this section back up. Maybe. What's it getting caught on? Maybe we gotta split this. No, I don't think that'll help. So we just want to tuck that all together, and then we can close this up. Don't know why it's not wanting to close up on me here. We can take this piece here and just rotate this back in. Pop this arm back onto place. we go. Alright, now we want to, these will come back like this. So you kind of want to just collapse these arms up the best way you can. I think this way. Alright, tab that in. There's a tab here that goes into this little peg hole here. So you just kind of like that. And like that. Alright, now we want to open this panel here up. Open that panel here up. Wait, no, we don't want to do that. I'm sorry. Again, I've done this once. Bear with me. Rotate this around. Fold this up like this. Getting a couple steps ahead of me. Rotate this down. Oh, come on. And then this will porthole here goes into the plug there. These two pegs here and here will plug into there and there. And this is one of those cases, if you really have plenty of time to fiddle with it, you can get it a lot more solid. And I actually got that pretty good in the first try there. And I still don't know what's going on back here. Alright, so rotate this back. Like that. Tab all this in. See, that one's not going to stay. There we go. Alright, and then we can fold out the landing gear there, there, and there. And those back landing gear do not stay out, so that's a bummer. Total bummer. Oh well. It's KFC. Can't expect everything perfect. And it does come with a display stand as well, which I believe is in the box, right? Yes. So it does come with the display stand. I'm not going to attach it all together, but I'm sure there's a place to plug this in. Looks like maybe right here. Something like this, I guess. I'm sure. Which is cool. Yeah. Why not? Why not? And then he's got these guns here. Of course, we can plug them in underneath the wings here. Just like that. Alright, cockpit does open. And then you can take your little doodad here and slide him in. And I think there's some light up features in here as well. And coming undone at the bottom. That's awesome. But yeah, there you go. So let's get him into robot mode, shall we? So we'll transform this guy first. There's a little tab here. There. I'll plug in that slot there. Just tab that in. Which, they put these sharp teeth here in the perfect location for you when you're trying to tab things together. So, thanks, KFC. And then tab the legs together, fold it up. That's it. Just pray that everything stays together. Alright, so then we want to rotate these arms up. This. Alright, and then we want to undo this piece here again. There we go. Open this panel here up. This panel here can go open up. Untab the legs from each other. And then you will fold that piece in. Rotate the leg down. This will come over here and tab into place, just like that. Straighten out the foot, and then bring the heel back, like that. You want to do the same thing on this side. So open that up, rotate it down, close this up, make sure everything's where it needs to be. Just like that. Just like that. Then we can rotate the waist around. Okay. This will take this piece here and it will untab, and then you can bring this forward and then fold these in and then bring it back. Just like that, which is pretty clever. And then I guess we could just like this. Alright, then we take nose cone section and it will untab here, so fold down, and there's a peg here, goes into the slot right here. And then you can just kind of angle this however you want to keep it out of the way. Moving on to the shoulders, there is this little bit here. You fold this down and that will lock the shoulders into place. Alright. Why are you leaning? There we go. Alright, open these panels here up, rotate the hand out, close them back up, and then we want to rotate the whole assembly around. Just trying to get it situated here. Fold the foot up like this, and then there we have his hands. Trying to make sure I got that right. Nothing on the box is helpful. Yeah, I suppose that looks right. Maybe this will go like, maybe that'll be, yeah, that's better. So, fold this up. Open this panel. Open this panel. Flip out the fist, rotate down, collapse, and rotate this around. And then we can take Headmaster here and plug it in, just like that. And there we have Snapdragon, or Kingzilla, whatever you want to call it, in his robot mode. And yeah, he looks, I think he looks okay. I mean, he's not perfect by any means. Kinda, I think part of the fault here goes into the character design. He definitely was a background character, it seemed like to me. KFC isms are kind of shining through a little bit. But, you know, we'll kind of get into that as we go. I would say the best thing about this thing is, for me, is the lack of paint. They use the different color plastic to break up the color of the figure. But while X-Transbots and KFC, they do a really good job when they paint. The problem is keeping that paint on. They have a tendency of flaking and chipping real bad. So for me, I appreciate the fact that they're like, hey, we suck at this, so we're not going to do it anymore. I'm sure that's not really the way they thought of it. They're probably looking at ways to cut corners, but you know what I mean. So he's got a backpack. Obviously, there's not much you can do with this character to not have a backpack. I think if we fold this up, we might be able to... Yeah, we can kind of hide some of this backpack. But you still have these doors here, so kind of up to you on how you want to do that. So let's talk about the figure. Head, it does swivel left and right. Like I said, the look on the face is bad. I don't like it, but that's more character design. You can open up the chest. I wish this had something to clip in, keep it steady, but it doesn't. And you got the little purple stuff, so when you take the head out, that all goes down. So that's cool. These bits here are, I believe, are die cast. Trying to see if I have a little screwdriver here so we can tap it. Little mini die-cast Megatron. So that's die-cast there. That's plastic. These shoulder bits here are die-cast. So that makes it pretty durable. Again, we got the ratchets up and down, in and out. Great range of motion for those shoulders, even though they have those big, these big bits. That works pretty well. There's a swivel above and below the elbow, so you get good range of motion there. Double bend elbow, good range of motion there. Hands, let's see, I think these die cast here on the feet. Hand swivels, ball jointed thumb. There's a hinge, 2 hinges on the thumb, as well as a ball joint. Each thumb or each finger has a ball joint, you know, typical KFC hands, and then they each have 2 more hinges on there as well. So that's good range of motion there. Now, this is one of those KFC isms I'm talking about. These hands look goofy big on this guy. I could understand it on the gorilla one, but not on this one. I think these things are just goofy big looking, and I don't like it. I think they should be smaller. Here we've got an ab crunch forward, so that's nice. Waist swivel, nice ratchet there. You can pull these skirts up, and we've got nice ratchet up. Back, it gets in the way of the backpack, but you can kind of maneuver it however you need to. Ratchet out, which, you know, a lot of companies are getting away from that. And these skirts are on swivels too, so you can get these things however you need to. Thigh swivel, also ratcheted. These thighs are die cast. Double bend knee, although because of the back kibble on the leg, you can't really get it past there. Which, you know, for me is fine. There is a rocker. The foot has a tilt and a rocker built in, so, or double tilt. So you got hinge here and a hinge here, and you got the rocker in here, so you can get this all the way out to there. It is a little bit difficult to work with, but you can do it. I have faith in you. And then you can angle it so it's like that, or you can probably angle it forward, but I think back's gonna be a little bit more stable for you. And then the back does tilt a little bit as well. And that is him in a nutshell. Those rockers and the feet, like I said, they work, but they are a little stiff, so you'll have to work them in a little bit, and I don't want to do that to this figure because it's not really mine. Now there is a gap in this leg here. That's probably because it's die cast. There, you can see it there. So that's not so great. And then let's take a look at the guns. So we can fold these out here like this and plug them into his hand. Holds it just fine. It doesn't even have to have the fingers wrapped around. So close that up, and then you can take this one. I'm sure there's probably a place we can store this somewhere on the back. Maybe? No. Maybe not. Okay. Well, then we're just giving it dual wield. Alright. Perfect. 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 I think the hands are a little big for him. But the tolerance on the hands, which is one of the things I don't like about the KFC hands the most, is the tolerances are usually like loose and floppy fingers. You get one that's tight, and then one that's loose, and then one that's floppy, one that comes out and you can't find it. But I think these hands are perfectly toleranced. So scooching him back, we'll do a size comparison here. Here he is with MP10. So you can see he's a little bit taller than Prime here. This is the Hasbro, the recent Toys R Us version, which I believe is identical to the other US version. So if you guys want me to review this, let me know. If not, I'm not going to bother because there's really nothing new there. And here he is with an MP car. So overall, my thoughts on this guy is this. First off, he is hands down the best thing I've ever seen from KFC. Yes, he still has some flaws. Some flaws that are really easy to overlook if you really want to. So there's that. I think the color is a little muted, but that's more indicative of the character. I think it would have been better if they would have done a little bit more shiny here and here. But then again, if they did that, then that risks more flaking off. So, I'd rather them do this than not have the and not deal with that flaky paint. And if you throw a big Decepticon logo right there, I think that's gonna really help out. Everything on this guy is really well toleranced. I think Skullface always says the hardware. As far as it goes with this guy, perfect. If I'm talking about just the hardware, this guy gets a 10 out of 10. Everything on this figure works perfectly. I have no issues. Like I said, those rockers in the feet will get better over time. I think you just got to wear them in a little bit. Transformation is fun. I was struggling a little bit, but then again, I've only done the transformation one time prior to this review. And that was just to jet mode and then to the dyno mode or whatever it is. So I really didn't give myself enough practice, but I don't like to transform these giveaways too many times. Things like this and these panels here could lock a little bit better, but honestly, it's not bad. I mean, they're not flopping anywhere. I just wish they had like a little bit more of a locker. My biggest gripes of this figure are going to be, I have to say, the amount of die cast that's in this guy makes me concerned that things are going to start chipping off, and certain things like this leg splitting apart. That's just die cast. Die cast is not the greatest material for toys. I love die cast as much as the next person, but it's not the best material. when it comes to the actual action figure element. The Prime here's got some die-cast in him, right? Does he? Does this one? Yeah. But his is like in the feet, so that really makes it easier, to help balance him. You don't want to overdo the die cast because then things are going to start chipping, and plastic grinding on metal usually ends in plastic getting stripped real quick. But other than that, other than those grapes, slight gripes to the hands being a little too big for it, but it still strangely works with knowing the horror cons. I think the biggest glaring negative I have for this figure, again, is not KFC, it's the character design. Everything I could find on this figure, or on this character, this is what the face looks like, and I do not like it. I think it's very, soft. It's very plain. So I'm not a huge fan of the face. Overall, though, I'm going to give this figure a 9 out of 10. Would have been a 10 out of 10 if certain things locked together and the hands were a little bit smaller. And obviously if they did something with the face, but there's really not much you can do with that. I highly recommend this guy. If you're a fan of the Headmasters or the horror cons, I think this guy's a must. I really do. I'm not a huge fan of them, but this guy is definitely moving to the top of my things I need to get list real quick here. And I really want to take a look at that. The gorilla one too. I think it's King Gorilla. But yeah, I want to take a look at him too next. At some point. I don't have him, but this right here, if KFC made figures like this all the time, I would be all in. My problem is that their quality is so hit and miss, and the transformation is so hit and miss. For being a triple changer, this guy is a breath of fresh air with most triple changers. I mean, I don't need an engineering degree to figure this guy out, and that's what I like. I really like that. Yeah, the designs are very simplistic, but that's true to the character. That's not, you don't have to. I think this is a good test of, what you have to do and what you don't have to do when it comes to a transformer. You do not have to overly complicate the transformation just because you can. Some people like it. I don't. No, I don't like it all the time. Like this Prime here, he's complicated for what he is, but not overly so, and it's enjoyable. That's where this guy fits in. He's not like Apollyon, where it's like, oh my god, what have I done? So all in all, I do recommend him. I think he's great. I really do. I will personally be picking him up and the gorilla, and hope the gorilla is as good quality as him. I'm going to go back and watch some reviews on it, and then the next figure KFC puts out, I'm going to buy. And I might start going backwards a little bit too on their things. X Transbots probably not, because there's always going to be issues there. But anyway, I will be doing the giveaway announcement real soon here, next few days. And congratulations to whoever wins this, because this is a great figure. I love it. I'm blown away. First time KFC figure has truly blown me away. Kudos to KFC. Keith, you did it. You did it. This you hit my marks. So I just wish it was a character I really cared about, because this being a character that I'm like, it makes me like, oh yeah, I'll pick it up eventually. But if this was like, I don't even know. If this was like a G2 hooligan in this quality, dude, I would be buying so many of those goddamn things. I can't tell you. Anyway, I guess that's it.